Yo, what's up, everybody? WWP Wretched Wrestling Podcast.
Yeah.
Cinco de Mayo, ese vato, alale, ese. We're here, we're there, we're everywhere. Episode 44, baby.
We are fucking here, motherfuckers, for the next episode of the Wretched Wrestling Podcast.
That's right, baby. So sit down, enjoy the show. We got Montezuma, we got
That thing.
our Hermano, Cinnamon Horchata. That's his name, Cinnamon Horchata.
We'll just call him Horch.
Jorge. There we go.
Hip hip.
Hip hip.
All right, guys, we're not going to waste too much time here on the pre-show of the Retro Wrestling Podcast, so we're going to jump right in. We don't do those pay-per-view kickoff matches.
Nah.
No, there's no kickoff matches on the Retro Wrestling Podcast. We go live, we go right into the shit. So let's go back to our Payback preview episode of the Retro Wrestling Podcast.
Exactly. We're not kicking it off. We're kicking it out. See what I did there? Anyway, start it.
All right. 1, 2, here we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Wretched Wrestling Podcast!
Fuckmaster Flex.
We are here with episode 44 of the Wretched Wrestling Podcast. Fred's back. Craig Dixon here. We're ready to recap Payback.
Quattro. So this is what we've been doing. Cinco de Mayo. Me and Craig, we went to a random quinceañera. We went 15 candles. We beat the shit out of that piñata. Then we went bar hopping. Tequila. Then we took the bottle, we stole it, and now we're here, there, everywhere.
We're everywhere.
WWP, baby.
That's what we do.
That's right.
By the way, did you say 15 candles?
15 quinceañera.
Oh, okay.
It's Mexican.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh. I didn't know that was a thing.
Oh, well, anyway.
See, we learn something new every day on the Retro Wrestling Podcast, like how bad WWE is. But anyway, let's jump right into WWE Payback results, guys. We, by the way, I did my diet episode of WWP.
Saved a lot of calories last week.
Yeah, it was only 30 minutes.
I liked it.
I did terrible, though,
Why?
on my predictions.
Don't be so hard on yourself.
Oh, well, okay.
You can carry this show like you're fucking Kurt Angle, baby. Woo!
Oh, that's quite a compliment.
It's
Fred.
true.
Wow. I am shocked and shocked.
I'm sure.
What was that?
Huh?
Oh, okay.
I was kidding. So we're kicking off. We came back, the Payback, and we're going to have different opinions on this show.
Definitely.
I came in with very, very low expectations. I also was stuck in Fort Lauderdale Airport, so anything could have been entertaining for me at that point.
Right.
I could have been watching
paint dry on an iPad.
Yeah, I could have been watching, like, Glow Women's Wrestling.
Yeah.
Or whatever, and it would have been fucking awesome.
Wow.
Yeah. So, anyway, let's dive into this shit right her.
Yeah, let's go, guys. All right, so the kickoff match of WWE Payback 2017 was Enzo Amore and Big Cass taking on Luke Carlos.
Luke Carlos?
It's Spanish! Anyway,
we did a shot at tequila beforehand,
yes.
So Craig is probably already feeling it.
Shut up.
And this is our friend Jorge.
We name him Jorge. It's Cinnamon Horchata, but we're calling him Jorge.
Yeah. Spicy.
Versus Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson.
There you go.
Again, I talked about it a little bit last week. This match only had a couple weeks of build. Not really a lot on the line here. Kickoff show. Nobody really cares about that.
Nah.
I got one right. Enzo and Cass got the win here.
So did I.
Fred got it right in spirit.
In my head.
Yeah, I don't really want to go into it too much. Did anything happen on Raw afterwards?
Honestly, I didn't watch that match. They did face them again. Luke Gallows did defeat Enzo Amore. They attacked them before the match.
Right.
And I guess it was a solid contest.
Yeah, Gallows and Enzo had a singles match on Raw.
He almost got the win with the inside cradle, but eventually Gallows came up on top.
Right. Yeah, there's not really much more to go on that. I don't really care about this feud. Give me some more for Enzo and Cass for me to start caring again, but I'm just I'm tapped out with them right now. I just don't care unless they're doing something important, and this is not important. So let's go to the real first match of Payback. Chris Jericho versus Kevin Owens for the United States title.
I'm not even going to say arguably the best match. I'm going to say the best match of the show.
Yeah, it was very good, and they gave it a lot of time. Longest match on the card, actually, so good for them. Yeah, longest match on the card.
Yeah, as we knew, Chris Jericho it was rumored that he was going to start to leave, go into the horizon, and maybe make his return again.
He's got a 2-month tour with Fozzy, so
right.
Everybody assumed he was going to lose here,
right?
Including myself. But of course, I was wrong. He ended up winning the United States title, which was cool. It was a nice moment because I guess they kind of rewarded him for his great run for the year.
Yeah,
for the last 18 months, I should say. And then, of course, they had the rematch on SmackDown, and Jericho got transferred to SmackDown with the win here.
Yeah.
And then in the rematch, Kevin Owens won, and then he proceeded to beat him up and injure him to kind of write him off TV. So,
which is a good thing, I think. Just like it gives that opening to for him to come back eventually, and it'll get a huge pop.
Absolutely.
So when Chris Jericho won, I was a little confused.
Me too.
Right, exactly. Until I'm like, oh right, Kevin Owens can get a rematch on SmackDown the next night. Didn't even think of that.
Right.
So I think they played this out perfectly. Chris Jericho gave him the favor. I like it.
Yeah. Both guys did well in both instances. Jericho won really the actual wrestling match, and then it was more of a war for the SmackDown one. And then he just destroyed him after the match to kind of write him off TV. So that was very well done.
So this seems to happen. I feel a lot in wrestling over the last maybe 10 years, and maybe you'll agree with me here. I feel like the WrestleMania match is a lackluster match, but then you'll have the next month, from Backlash, let's say, back in the day, or Payback or whatever, and the match will be fucking 1,000 times better, and you're just like, where the fuck was this match a month ago with the granddaddy of them all? Not to say it was a bad match, but this match was fucking great.
Just another example of that exact thing happening back in and this was this is a terrible example, but it's the same thing. Do you guys remember the ECW, the new ECW from 2006?
I try to forget that.
Yeah. Well, you remember they had two factions. They had the ECW originals and the New Breed. You remember that?
Oh yes.
And they had a match at WrestleMania, and it was a non-hard. It was a
regular match.
It was a regular match. Yeah. It was a 8-man tag, I want to say. And everybody assumed that the New Breed was going to win because they were all the young up-and-comers, and the ECW guys were all old except for RVD. And so everybody assumed that was going to happen. But then the ECW originals won that match, and it was a quick match, and it was okay.
5 minutes.
It was really quick.
Nothing.
And then the next day on the next episode of ECW, they had a rematch, and it was a fucking Extreme Rules match, and it was crazy, and it was awesome. And then the New Breed won, and I was like, why didn't they just do that at WrestleMania? It was so much cooler. They did what ECW was all about. So, but yeah, I totally agree.
I don't know if it's the pressure of WrestleMania and the big crowd and the acoustics.
I think it has something to do with the crowd being
so big,
and the card is also so big that they have to keep all the matches short.
Yeah,
but it's the same thing. Jericho and Owens at WrestleMania was it was nothing to write home about. I liked it.
It was an average match.
It was decent.
Underwhelming for them too.
This one was so well done. Again, it was still stupid because it was a Raw pay-per-view, and they both are now technically SmackDown guys, so it was really kind of weird that, I was like, oh, man, that was a great match for Raw. Yeah. And then there was nothing on Raw the next day. I'm like, oh, yeah, right. There's they can't have anything on Raw, so that was a little weird. But, yeah, it was a good end to the Chris Jericho run, and it set him up for a good comeback for whenever he does come back.
Yeah.
And I pretty much read already that he's definitely coming back. He's not going to go away. He's not going away for a year or something. He's going to be back.
God. All right,
it sounds like he's going to be back in 2 months after the tour is over.
Really?
So
that's it? Okay.
Fucking great. And he's got a feud already lined up, ready to come back and take out Kevin Owens. And maybe Kevin Owens will be he'll be WWE champion by that time. Who knows?
It could be possible.
You never
Anything
know.
on SmackDown.
All right. Jumping ahead to in the Payback results, Austin Aries took on Neville for the Cruiserweight Championship. This was a very, very good match. I don't know if you caught this at all.
I did.
It was really good. It was unfortunately very short, and it had a shit ending with the DQ.
Yeah.
With
Neville
lame. Pulling the referee, I believe, or something like that.
Yeah, he messed with the referee and called the bell. Come on, man. It's a championship match. I know that you're supposed to... Whatever. I don't know. I thought it was a lame duck finish.
I kind of realized it, because I've said this on the past, when there's two competitors, usually... and you really can't tell an outcome that makes sense. You're well, they got to keep one guy protected, but the other guy also can't lose. So it's one of those matches where, it kind of makes sense that they did the DQ, because as I said on my Diet WWP episode, if Austin Aries loses this, it kind of makes him look like shit, because he lost 2 pay-per-view matches in a row against Neville. and like why does he deserve another opportunity? But at the same time, Neville really deserves to keep the title because he's been so good as the king of the cruiserweights.
Yeah.
So this was done well. This is a good instance of using that. I didn't think of that, but I went with Austin Aries winning, and he technically did win, but it was by DQ, so he didn't win the title. But I like it, and the cruiserweight division is going to continue to prosper. Obviously, they're going to have another match. They're not going to just give up on Austin Aries.
No,
it was a tainted win. Not. It was a tainted win, and he didn't win the title. So
yeah,
I'm happy with this program continuing.
Me too. And then even like the next night, Austin Aries defeated TJP.
By the way, not TJ Perkins anymore. It's just TJP.
Yeah, I noticed that on the way there, so I'm going to call him that from now on. Okay. But whatever.
Yeah.
Really good, solid match. Also worked on Austin Aries' knee. Austin Aries sold the shit out of it. It was really good. At the he pulled up the upset win. And then at the end of the match, TJP attacked him and stuff like that. It was really good.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we're gonna see more of this, which I can't complain about. I'm a big Austin Aries fan.
Me too.
I have been since TNA and Ring of Honor, so I'm happy for him.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm intrigued to see where this goes. So let's jump ahead on the Payback card. The Hardy Boys took on Cesaro and Sheamus for the Raw Tag Team Championships.
What a match!
This was a good match too.
What a match!
It was a very good match.
Oof. Who'd you go with on that one?
I went with Cesaro and Sheamus, but
I was thinking that maybe too as well.
But they did well with what they ended up going with is after the Hardy Boys did win. And by the way, fucking Sheamus kicking Jeff Hardy's tooth out.
That was awesome.
That made like 2003 Craig very happy because I used to really hate Jeff Hardy back in the day. But
I remember that.
I've cooled on that in the last couple of years. But yeah, that was
redeemed himself.
It was a very good match, and then of course Cesaro and Sheamus turned heel after the match and just attacked them post match, and they came back on Raw, and it was so good. Like I just liked like their presence as heels. Like Cesaro's been a heel.
They work very well together now.
Cesaro's been a heel a bunch of times, so it wasn't anything new for him. But to see Cesaro as a heel was actually quite good.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this. Tequila time. It's a
Cinco de
Cinco de Montezuma's Revenge.
I'm trying not to spell it here.
Yeah, this is really good for our audio portion.
Gulp. Oh, we're almost done with that. Oh no.
Yeah, we should have prepped. Oh well.
Yeah. Oh well. All right. Cheers.
Woo. All right. So I liked it. Like I like their jackets that they were wearing. Like they were wearing sunglasses. They just look cool. I like heel Cesaro and I like heel Sheamus. I have such a hard time saying Cesaro and Sheamus at the same time.
It's weird, right?
It's like Sally sells seashells by the seashore. Like
Sheamus, they should call him.
Shisharo.
Shisharo. I like that.
Yeah, I like their heel turn, and then I forget what else they did.
I was kind of like waiting for the heel turn the whole time. I'm like, they're gonna attack him, and then they left the ring, and then all of a sudden they came in. I'm like, thank God, man. They were kind of floundering as face tag team.
They were.
Not to say that they were bad workers, but
they were never going to be number one with the Hardy Boys. Right?
No way. There was no way they were.
It made sense, and especially because
Hardys need a heel tag team to really combat with
and you know Gallows and Anderson and Enzo and Cass, they've all they've had good runs, but they've kind of like treaded water for a period of time. Like neither of them are really doing anything like crazy. You're not like I'm not excited to see the club every week. I'm not excited to see Enzo and Cass anymore.
No, I'm not
like
either.
Cesaro and Sheamus were having very good matches despite their face run being a little weak. So I'm more intrigued to just see Cesaro as a heel because he's been a face for a couple of years now. Like, I think the last time he was a heel was when he was like first tagging with Tyson Kidd, like at the very beginning of that, and then they just kind of turned face.
I think it was like once he had that shoulder injury and then he came back.
Right.
That's when he became face really and got over more. Anyway, that was a fucking great match. I'm really loving the Hardy Boys right now.
Yeah,
I know they're eventually going to probably go with this broken gimmick. I was kind of in a rush for it at first, but I'm really not. I'm kind of like enjoying what we got so right now. Like, it'll come eventually, but, you know, I'm enjoying what we have right now.
I said last week maybe...
It'll get tiring eventually.
Yeah, I said last week maybe they'll blow it up now to get more heat, but now that Cesaro and Sheamus have turned heel, they're definitely not doing it now.
And they're still super over.
They're still super over, but there will come a time when, as you said, it's going to die off, and... You know, it's going to get stale, and that's exactly when they should pull it off. And I don't know who they take on. Maybe they take on Enzo and Cass there, and maybe that's Maybe that's Enzo and Cass's rise to the tag team titles. I don't know.
Possibly.
Well, we'll see. Next on the show is Alexa Bliss challenging Bayley for the Raw Women's Championship.
Yeah. And girl Alexa Bliss won. She's the first.
Dude, I did not see that coming.
I didn't either.
I've read on the dirt sheets the last couple of weeks that the match and the outcome had changed like several times in the 48 hours leading up to Payback. So I am a little surprised because I kind of thought Bayley would lose the title to Sasha after Sasha turned heel, or Sasha would cost her the title. Because obviously that's the direction that they're going. They're going to go to a Bayley and Sasha program. I'm just surprised that they're, at least for now.
Are they though? Are they really? I feel like Sasha Banks is like so fucking, I don't want to use this word, but like, it kind of is like obsolete, man. She's just like there.
Yeah.
I just don't see, I feel like she's losing heat like crazy lately. Like she's just mixing in with the crowd now. Like she's a good worker. I'm not gonna deny that, but like I don't even care about a Bayley Sasha program anymore.
Yeah.
I cared back around like WrestleMania, and now I don't even give a shit anymore.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. That's just my feeling.
It seemed like they were definitely building toward it, and then lately they kind of like they took the foot off the pedal, the gas pedal.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't know if they're still doing that because now they're teasing like that Nia Jax might be like attacking Alexa, like just teasing, but like not.
Yeah.
Like,
we don't really know yet.
We don't really know. It's very strange, but like where does Bayley go from this? Like maybe she now.
I don't know.
Maybe she gets her rematch and she challenges her, and maybe Sasha tries to help her and she doesn't want her help. I don't know, but ultimately they got to throw Sasha in this program. I mean, she's like one of the four horsewomen. She's one of the two horsewomen on Raw now. So
True.
We'll have to see how that goes. I don't really remember what happened on Raw anyway.
They just had like a ceremony. Well, they ended up having a ceremony for Alexa Bliss. She stood on their pedestal. She kind of like talked down to everybody, all the other divas, and it was kind of stupid. I like that. I guess it led into like what a six woman match or something like that.
6-man. 8-man. You're right.
8. Yeah.
Woman.
So like I just like. She was just running down all the fucking divas, and all the divas were just standing there except for Bayley, until eventually she got enough of it. And like they're just like, okay, yeah, I do suck, you know? And like, but I mean, Alexa's is fucking on fire on the mic.
I love
Not
Alexa.
the best wrestler, good wrestler.
Yeah, good.
Good.
I'd say good.
She's improving leaps and bounds.
Definitely.
A great talker. And she's getting over with the crowd.
She's a phenomenal character. She just really plays the bitch very well. And that's,
very, very well.
Sometimes that's all you need to do. You just gotta be convincing, and she is very convincing.
Yeah.
So the heel team won on Raw. We'll have to see how that goes. How that feud continues, and see what happens with Bayley in the Raw Women's Championship.
But what's up with like the women always losing their titles in their hometown? It seems.
Yeah, I just actually
she lost in San Jose.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that because I read a report as to why that happened, and it's because Vince McMahon believes almost 9 times out of 10 that somebody returning to their hometown should lose, not because like they want to kick the person while they're in their hometown, like nothing to do with that, but they want to elevate the heel in that moment. So if it's a fate, like they always want to put, and they brought up the Sasha lost in Boston, Charlotte lost in Charlotte, and Bayley obviously lost in San Jose. Like apparently that's what Vince McMahon thinks. It's more about building the challenger and to get like white hot heat. Because when they were in, for example, when they were in Charlotte, Charlotte was defending the title against Sasha,
right? And
people were rooting for Charlotte, even though she was a heel,
right?
So to get the reaction that they turned it against it basically, and they went with Sasha winning to get get heel heat, even though she was only a heel in that city. So that's really Vince McMahon's thinking here, and they've always done this. If you think about it, they've always done this.
But do they ever?
Sometimes they do.
I get that. That's fine. But do they ever come back to that town? Like, they haven't been in San Jose in 10 years, right? So I can see if they go back to San Jose, Bayley gets a rematch against Alexa and gets her comeuppance or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm just like trying to think historically of other instances of this happening, and it always seems to happen that way. I remember Edge and Cena were feuding over the world title at one point, like in 2005, I want to say, and Edge beat Cena in Boston to win the title, and then they had a rematch in Toronto the next month, and Cena won the title back. And it was the same thing. Like, they always root for the hometown guy, and rather than getting like the crazy reaction that the fans really want, Vince McMahon really wants to just elevate the heel of the night. So I don't know why. It doesn't really make sense, because it's going to be a good reaction one way or the other. It's going to be either going to get a ton of heat or you're going to get a fucking massive reaction. I don't see what the problem is with a face winning in their hometown, because you're going to get a great fucking reaction. So I don't really know.
I think it killed the crowd.
It really did. It did kill the crowd.
I mean, you haven't been to San Jose in 10 years. I know I'm harping on this, but... I know I'm Luke Harpering on this, but you know what? They haven't been there in 10 years, dude.
Luke Harper and Wyatt family matters.
Family matters.
Get it? And I did that? Did you get my thought? Dude. All right, now it's time to talk about this, man.
It's time!
It's time to talk about the House of Horrors match.
The House of Horribleness.
Between Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton.
Let's start off with what went wrong in the beginning.
Wait, let's start from the very beginning. Let's go back to the part where this was supposed to be a WWE title match.
Oh, right, duh.
And then Jinder Mahal stole the title. So basically Randy Orton's now wrestling on a Raw pay-per-view for no reason.
For no reason.
He has no contract. He has no contract like stipulation that says, "Well, you got to wrestle him anyway." He's like, "No, I need to respect that guy. Like, I don't really need to be here. It doesn't really make sense."
I'm a little more pissed at Jinder right now because he stole my title.
Oh God, there's so much wrong in this dude. Okay,
so you start with the beginning of it.
Okay, so this is the worst. This might be the worst wrestling angle of all time, guys. I'm putting it up there. This is up
Pretty
there
bad.
with Katie Vick, man. It's like Katie Vick and House of Horrors, a close number 2.
What about Punjabi match?
That was at least an entertaining match.
At least it was an arena.
It was an arena. It was a match.
It wasn't a movie.
It wasn't pre-taped. Oh my God. So, first of all, okay, we see Randy Orton arriving in a limo to this house in the middle of nowhere.
A limo!
Purple lights. Ooh, I'm scared of purple. By the way,
a limo. Thanks,
by the way, this house was like 3-hour flight away from the arena. It was at night, yet in San Jose, it was still daylight out.
Oh, wait a minute.
It was still kind of twilight here in New York during this time. Like, there's no way it was dark there.
But it said it was live, though.
Yeah, then it said it was live. Our tweet went super...
You think they would lie to us?
Fred, I think they lied to us. They had a little live logo in the corner.
What the hell?
Dude, it was so bad. Like, I saw so many times that the cameraman, like, his shadow was in the scene. Did you notice that at all? Like, guy holding the fucking camera with a giant thing on his head.
Was there something with, like, GPS also? Like, wasn't someone mentioning about a GPS? Okay, never mind.
Oh, my God. Okay, and... Dude, like,
you
know my issues with WWE things with Bray Wyatt especially.
Well, not even that, but like, okay, before you
go ahead.
I was sitting there in the airport, dying, watching this match because I knew how they laid out this match, especially the camera effects, and I knew how pissed Craig was going to be while he was watching this. I watched it the night after, so I knew in my mind how much he was pissed off.
It's so true, though.
So go on, what you want to say.
Okay, there's just so many things I can talk about. I'm going to forget things. Okay.
Let's go with the cinematography first.
Let's go with the cinematography.
Your favorite part
First, it starts off with, how many cameras did they have in this fucking house? By the way,
fucking shelter.
By the way, it's supposed to be scary and spooky, and it's supposed to be ominous. So, you telling me that the production crew went there early, set up cameras throughout the house, on ceilings, on the walls, and had a handheld camera guy, you had another guy filming the car coming up, so there's at minimum 6 cameras for this.
This is not Paranormal Activity.
Yeah, it's not, like, if they had done this with a handheld camera the whole time, I would have probably accepted it a little bit more.
Accepted it.
But no, and then they did, oh my God, Fred, how many cuts to like weird noises like
yeah,
and they had the piped in music and the piped in sound effects. And like, okay, I'll accept the house being like dark haunted and weird and like walking in that room like with those hanging like dolls that they had in, like, fine. I'm okay with that.
Like the door closing by itself, the light switch coming on by itself.
That's fine.
Because Bray Wyatt does that shit.
I'm
okay with that.
I'm okay with that. But with the camera cuts and like just like, I'm like, So wait a minute. You're telling me that the camera crew knew that something would make a weird noise, and they knew to cut to it immediately. Get that ghost in the corner! Like, really? He's there already. Like, what the fuck? Am I supposed to suspend my belief so much that I'm supposed to believe this is a fucking movie? This was such horrible production.
I'm trying to remember, like, off the top of my head now, if there was a first-person camera perspective on Randy Orton. Like, where it was, like, an actual camera. I'm trying to remember.
I don't remember.
Or if, like, you're looking through his eyes. So there's a camera also implanted in his eye.
Right, they did that with Heath Slater and Rhino when they went to his house.
Yeah. Or no, was there Fourth of July with Kevin Owens? Kevin Owens got the pie in his face.
Right. Like, this is everything I hate about WWE produced things, all jammed into one clusterfuck fruitcake piece of shit that I have to watch. This was such garbage. And like they just happened to have a fucking camera on the roof when Bray Wyatt pushed the goddamn refrigerator on it. Like they're like, we should put one on the camera here just in case he pushes the Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! That's such bullshit. Stop trying to make me feel stupid.
If this was a movie,
it would have been bad already.
No, well, okay. The cinematography was decent for a movie.
For a movie, sure.
Not for a wrestling match.
I'm not watching a fucking movie. I'm watching a WWE pay-per-view.
God,
a match.
God damn. Oh my god. So this was bad, obviously. Very intense fight. I'll try to give it some positivity.
They didn't even do anything cool. They just threw each other into shit.
It was a house. What do you fucking expect?
Why couldn't they just actually fight in a house, rent a house near the arena?
What is it, U-Haul? Like, is U-Haul the fucking
They obviously rented this house anyway, so like they might as well done one near the arena. And then, like, they should have actually just had a handheld camera and let them fight. Why did we need all these special effects? It doesn't come off as real. I know wrestling's not...
The music killed it for me.
The music and the sound effects, they were so bad.
Why do you have to have a soundtrack to a wrestling match?
It's so fucking stupid.
I know this is a long time ago. A lot of people won't even remember this. But 1996... Undertaker versus Mankind, a boiler room match.
Right.
No sound except for the boilers,
which was
going
fucking
off.
Great.
And they had the Undertaker looking around trying to find Mankind. And the whole time I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh fuck, when's Mankind gonna come out? When's he gonna come out? And whatever. And it was fucking suspenseful. I loved it.
Yeah.
You know. And then they fought into the ring later on. That's how it should have been done, you know? Not with all this fucking... Like, oh my god, it was so bad.
It was so fucking stupid.
So anyway, eventually Bray Wyatt throws a fucking refrigerator onto Randy Orton, crushes his soul, apparently, until later on, apparently. Then jumps into the limousine that Randy Orton had. The limo driver just stayed there while... before that, Bray Wyatt... did something and turned the house red, which I don't even know what that means.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Did he win? Yeah. Apparently not.
Ooh, he can affect lighting. Ooh, so can I. You want to watch?
Yeah, whoa, hold on.
Whoa!
Oh!
It's Bray Wyatt
Haunted.
Here.
I'm scared. I'm so scared.
Oh my god! This is fucking... Stop making me suspend my disbelief this much. I can accept lights going out in the arena and the guy appearing. That's been cool. It's been done. It's been Sabu'd. It's been Undertaker. It's been done. That's cool. And like a handheld camera in a creepy house is good enough. But I don't need quick cuts to all this other shit happening in the fucking house. And it was so obviously edited. Like I could tell like they were doing fighting, and then like they would stop. And then, like, some of the production guys would be like, how about you go over there and you throw them into that next? And they're like, probably like, okay, yeah, we'll do that. And then they cut and they go back to it. Yeah. It's so fucking stupid. Like, it was at night. Like, I get it. San Jose's in California, so it's still bright by the time the pay-per-view goes live on the East Coast.
Right, you can't have a light house, light setting.
Yeah, but...
You
could.
It should be night, though.
But then you could.
If you want to make it spooky.
But it wasn't spooky, Fred.
If that's what you were going for, I'm saying.
Well, yeah, sure, I guess.
I don't know. I'm trying to spin it a little bit. So anyway, after he turned the fucking Christmas lights on in his fucking house and turned it red, he only had one single red bulb, apparently, which I don't even know what happened. The Randy Orton, did he get, uranium poisoning? I have no clue.
Yeah,
he jumps into the limousine and he says, "Take me to the arena."
Yeah, it was
the driver just knew where to take him.
Right, and it was just so stupid stupid because like
fuck woods.
Like Randy Orton sitting in the limousine would have been like, all right, okay, like Randy Orton's a guy who's been in a limousine.
I'm done.
But like,
take me back.
Fucking Bray Wyatt sitting in a limousine was like so out of character. It'd be like if he said like Undertaker, be like, take me to the arena, please. Like it was so fucking weird. It's like,
can we stop at Taco Bell, please? I'm really hungry. I need a nachos Bel Grande.
Can you find a Chase ATM? I don't want to hit those surcharges, man. Like, it's so fucking weird to see Bray Wyatt just sitting there in the thing. Like, take me, driver.
Take me to the arena. That's what he said. He said, take me to the arena. Didn't say what arena he was going to. You could have brought him to the Los Angeles Kings
so then they go to the fucking arena, which is obviously not the same time that they fucking fought.
Right, right.
And you know, whatever. Then they have a match again. Then they finish the match in the ring, which was like another.
I skipped this part, so you might have to leave me out for this.
Like, I'm just looking at the time of the match. It says 17:10. Note 1. The time indicates.
Note 1.
Hold on, guys. The time indicates the combined length of the time the match was shown on the show's broadcast. At the first part of the match was pre-taped prior to Payback at the House of Horrors, and with the second part occurring live in the arena. It is impossible to determine the exact length of time the match was taped for during filming, which took place at the House of Horrors.
It was so bad, it was untimable. They could not put a stopwatch
to
this
broke
match.
The time-space continuum.
That's how bad it was.
Doc Brown always advises against that.
Exactly.
It's so fucking stupid. And then, not even that. So Randy Orton somehow manages to still be in the arena at the exact same time, even though he had a fucking refrigerator thrown at him.
How did he get back?
The limo definitely left right away when Bray Wyatt won. So what did he do? Was he fucking holding on to the bumper? Just like, the whole way? But how the fuck did Randy Orton get there? Anyway, whatever. Randy Orton, and then guess what? Randy Orton still almost wins, even though he got his ass kicked in the goddamn House of Horrors.
Did he even look bruised or bloody or anything like that? I mean, only a refrigerator fell on his fucking head. But
and I swear to God, he didn't look sweaty at all. Like, even though it like took place the whole time, I was like, they definitely just poured water on him to make him look sweaty. Well, he oils up anyway. So and then like even then they can't give Bray Wyatt a fucking clean win here.
Of course not.
Fucking Jinder Mahal and the fucking Bollywood boys have to fucking interfere, and then Bray Wyatt after getting triple team. Whoa! I'm so happy Bray Wyatt got that win, man.
Thank you.
I'm so fucking happy.
Jinder Mahal already had quote unquote heat for stealing the title. You really didn't need him in this fucking match, and you could have led us on to SmackDown 2 days later, people. You could have started the new program fresh and clean. You could have gave Bray Wyatt the clean win because the next night on Raw, which we'll get to.
Yeah, we might as well go to it now.
Might as well go to it. Let's go to something really good that happened on Raw.
Yes, please.
Which was the main event of Raw. It was a triple threat match for the number one contendership for the Intercontinental Championship. Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins versus The Miz. Now, this was a little bit of an odd situation considering, as you complained on Twitter, and I agree as well, Seth Rollins and Finn Balor were complaining about they wanted a Universal Championship match. Right. And Dean just came out and just said, hey, you guys can fight for the Intercontinental Championship.
Right. Where's Brock Lesnar?
So they... Whatever. Whatever. That was stupid. So let's just get to the match, which was awesome. I was sitting on the fucking plane, like, trying so hard not to mark out at how good this match was. It was a great quality match. Really, like, Miz was being old school heel, running out of the ring, being a coward like he is. Finn Balor fucking on point. Seth Rollins doing great.
It's a very good match on Raw.
Miz got the win because Seth Rollins got a Uranagi from Samoa Joe on the outside, and then
Bray Wyatt interfered and attacked Finn Balor.
Gave him the Sister Abigail.
Leaving Miz really the only guy not fucking attacked, so he got the cheap win.
Which is fine for Miz. This is fine for Miz.
Yeah, I mean...
Because he's a chicken shit
heel. There's no reason that Seth Rollins or Finn Balor should be fighting for the Intercontinental title anyway.
Right.
So I'm okay with that.
And Dean and Miz have been kind of feuding anyway, so it just makes sense.
Right. I kind of thought that they were going to go with a Finn Balor-Bray Wyatt thing, because when Bray went to Raw... I think he interrupted a Finn Balor promo, I believe. That's how it started.
It was like a weird, like, Y2J, Finn Balor, kind of like a highlight reel type of thing.
Something like that.
Weird, right? It was weird. Yeah, so, anyway.
Yeah, and then
Randy Orton... How awesome would that... Sorry, Craig, but how awesome would that have been if he got the clean win against Randy Orton, a world champion,
Yeah.
and then fought a former Universal Champion going into Raw, Finn Balor.
What's the issue with Bray Wyatt going over clean here? What's the issue? I want to know.
Issue?
The title's not on the line. Once this feud's over, these guys are going their separate ways. One's going to Raw, one's going to SmackDown. There was no reason to get Jinder Mahal involved. He already had the title. He already has his title opportunity. The Bollywood Boys, nobody gives a fuck about them or whatever they're calling the Sign Brothers, the Singh Brothers.
Whatever. Kind of reminds me of Edge with the Edge heads.
Yeah,
it's like these two random guys, whatever. I have no problem with them. I have more of a problem with Jinder Mahal being the fucking number one contender. Whatever. Anyway, we all bitched about that last week or 2 weeks ago. So what else we got? We got the rest of the card here from Payback.
By the way, I had been doing terrible throughout the show, the predictions. I picked Kevin Owens, he lost. I picked Aries, he technically won, but it was by DQ, so he didn't win the title. I picked Cesaro and Sheamus, they lost. I picked Bayley, she lost. But Bray Wyatt, I got right. I'm so happy. I was so right with my tainted win of that one. So next was Seth Rollins versus Samoa Joe. I don't know about you, but this one, it was okay.
Well, I think what happened was that the crowd was dead. From
the crowd,
two things, Bayley losing in her fucking hometown.
We also didn't talk about the fact that they shat all over the House of Horrors match.
Oh, they did.
Rightfully
so.
I got to give San Jose a lot of credit. San Jose is not known as a good wrestling town. It's not one of the traditional, rowdy...
Like a Boston or Chicago, New York, whatever.
Like, San Jose, nobody thinks of San Jose as one of those crowds. But they were fucking great this night. They were really into the show. Until the House of Horrors match, but then they shit all over it. So I got to give them a lot of credit.
Yeah. So Samoa Joe and Seth Rollins kind of had like a hard time going into this because now they got to pick up the crowd again.
Yeah.
And I think they did a good job. I don't think it was like the greatest match.
It was okay.
Starting really not to care about Seth Rollins anymore.
Yeah, that's what I was saying last week.
He's
one of those guys. If he doesn't have the title. And he's not, in a high-profile match.
Or a heel.
I kind of don't care.
The problem is he's a good guy, and he's a good heel. But I think he's a lot lackluster face.
Yeah, you know what? I think he would be good. He's one of those guys who should just be a dick, but as a face. There's nothing wrong with being a dick as a face. Look at Austin Aries. Austin Aries is not a traditional face right now.
It's true.
But he's been very good as a kind of like a cocky jackass face.
Yeah, I agree.
And Seth Rollins as a heel is phenomenal. He's one of the best heels they have. But as a face, he's just kind of he's just there. He's just and the whole storyline of how he turned face was because of he basically wanted Triple H to heel out with him. And Triple H just healed out on him instead, you know what I mean?
He was tired of carrying him, I guess, Triple H and stuff like that, and he wanted him to stand on his own 2 feet, and unfortunately got attacked from Triple H, and then the whole thing, I think, what killed him, really, was the whole Triple H feud, which was good if they had cut it into not fucking 8 months of not seeing Triple H,
right?
But if they cut it to 4 months,
right,
where you saw Triple H sporadically here and there, that really killed him because he had no real
I just listened to our old episode called "Where the Fuck is Triple H?"
Where the fuck is Triple H? Exactly. And so Seth Rollins is stuck feuding with Stephanie McMahon, which does nothing for anybody.
No, because they can't do anything in the ring together.
You can't beat her up. She's gonna fucking emasculate anybody that makes fun of her for anything. Because God forbid there's a fucking comeback on Stephanie fucking Tits McMahon. So.
They are very nice, though.
They are. But,
they're very nice.
They are.
I just spilled fucking remnants of tequila on my fucking computer. All right, Fred.
Oh no, this podcast is going down. I'm trying to remember this match. It
was kind of a forgettable match on a. I know you said you kind of liked the pay-per-view, but I kind of thought it had its good moments, but I thought it was kind of a forgettable pay-per-view altogether.
I don't know, man. I mean, I think you had Owens Jericho was a fabulous match. The Hardy, Sheamus Cesaro, awesome match. Alexa Bliss, who we're big fans of, won the title. I thought that was a really solid match. House of Horrors sucked, but we all knew that. Right. And Rollins, Joe, I mean, you really can't go wrong. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I'm a big Joe fan. And then the last match, which we'll talk about, surpassed my expectations by leaps and bounds. So maybe we should just go into that instead. I mean, was there any ramifications? We already talked about the ramifications of the Joe Rollins match. The next night on Raw, Joe cost Rollins the number one contendership to the IC championship.
Right.
So I guess they'll keep feuding. Whatever.
You know what I need? I need more of Samoa Joe in the fucking ring. Because right now, all he does is fucking attack people and doesn't have fucking matches. And he has, like...
No?
Yeah, for a little bit. He did, like, when he first came onto the Raw roster. But, like, I don't know. I feel like, you know, he attacked Big Cass 2 weeks ago. And, like, for whatever fucking reason, nobody ever explained why he did that. Like why he got involved in the fucking Big Cass and the club feud, I don't know. Yeah, and then this week he didn't have a match and he attacked Seth Rollins. Like, yeah, I need him in the ring. Like, I get he's supposed to be like a fucking enforcer, the destroyer, but whatever. I don't know. It was a little weird. But yeah, let's jump into the main event of Payback, which again I don't like. I said this on Diet WWP episode. Like, for me, a pay-per-view should always revolve around a world title match, you know?
Right.
And Brock Lesnar's not here, and they pulled the stipulation from the Bray Wyatt Randy Orton feud so it's not non-title. So, like, I was kind of going in, I'm like, I don't even fucking care. But then Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns ended up having a very good, like, 11, 12-minute match that was actually exceeded my expectations, like, by a long shot. This was
the best Roman Reigns match since he fought AJ Styles.
I know you said Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens was like the best match. It was probably the best
technical match, best
like ring quality match. But this was the best entertaining match. This was such a good match.
It was fucking awesome,
dude. Braun has been the MVP of Raw since 2017 started by far. There's nobody else even close.
God damn, he is fucking awesome. And Roman Reigns, to his credit, of course we hate him. But to his credit, he played the role that he played.
He did
perfectly.
He did.
He came in injured.
He played the face in peril, and he did it well.
He did it well.
I'll
he
give him
really
that.
Didn't get much offense at all. He really didn't at all.
It was all Braun for 11, 12 minutes. Yeah, you know.
Give Braun credit for main eventing a pay-per-view with a shit show like Roman Reigns.
Really.
And like the crowd just fucking eating it up, man. I mean, of course, the weeks leading up to it, he fucking demolished Roman Reigns, fucking threw the ambulance over. Then, you know, exploded the ring with Big Show. Even the dumpster match. I mean, if there's one thing they've been doing, they've been building Braun fucking amazing.
Yeah,
it must be a fluke.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like I'm very excited about it now. But I've been led down this path before. I've seen this before. They've done this with Rusev. They've done this with Nexus. They've done this with other guys. They've built them up to this level where like the internet wrestling crowd, like you and me, like people who don't like the main guys, the guys who don't like Cena, the guys who don't like Roman, the guys who like Edge, the guys who like, you know, Kurt Angle. Like they give us like this little bit of this little bit of faith that like, okay, they're gonna take the booking in the right direction. But ultimately, it all is going to come down to building up Braun Strowman for Roman Reigns to knock him off his pedestal.
Right. And
so, like, it's hard for me to enjoy it too much because I know it's going to be over in a month or two when they kill it. Because that's what they do. They do it all the time, dude. They do it all the time. I've seen it a million fucking times. I just know eventually Braun Strowman is going to lose to Roman Reigns in some high-profile match, maybe for the title. I don't know how they get the title on Braun, but if you ask me, Braun Strowman has to win the WWE Universal title.
I was just going to say that.
He has to.
After this match...
He deserves it. He absolutely deserves it.
After this match, I saw in my head the landscape of what was going to happen. Brock's going to fight, I think...
Finn Balor, I think, right? Seems like Finn Balor.
Well...
Oh, no, he's going to face Bray. But, I mean...
No, well, I was going to say that Braun's going to win the title at some point.
Okay.
All right? Then Roman Reigns will get his revenge, which is fine because he's been getting the shit kicked out of him. And I'll accept the fact that Roman Reigns will beat Braun Strowman at some point. I'm okay. Listen, it is what it is. But if, you know... Hopefully, I don't know if they'll get him over, but if they're going with Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns, I see the thing being that Braun wins the title, Roman wins the title from Braun, finally gets his, revenge, and then Brock Lesnar will want his rematch.
I guess.
It's a long game.
It's a long game, but at the same time, it's like I've seen it 1,000 times. Like
I know.
I don't know if Braun recovers after that. You know what I mean? Like they've done this before. They've done it so many times. Like They build a guy up just for the Superman to fucking beat him. They've done it with Cena 1,000 fucking times. How many times has Cena beaten some undefeated wrestler? He did it to Rusev. He did it to other guys. Like, he did it to the Nexus. Nexus was like 20 guys in the fucking Nexus. Nexus was fucking white hot heat coming out every week. And then Cena fucking beat them in like a fucking like a pay-per-view match, like a 5-on-1 match. Like, and just killed it. Killed it.
I can't remember that. All right, I mean, I'll accept the fact that the face is going to have to get his revenge.
I will, but it's my problem is it's going to be
next month. It's going
to be for the title, and if it's going to be for the title, and then it means, and you know, the thing is, Braun was so in San Jose again, a non-wrestling crowd was so into Braun and so against Roman Reigns during this whole match, and that like when he won, it was like the crowd exploded. It was like you know, like
I heard it's a very Samoan type of area too. Like there's a
really
like a big. That's what
I guess that makes sense. I mean,
on the Stone Cold podcast I was listening to. That it's actually like more of like there's like a big Samoan population over there, which is kind of
continuity,
yeah, for sure.
So the fact that somehow Braun Strowman is still more over than Roman Reigns after how many years of Roman Reigns being pushed down our throats as the face of the company, like
the Braun has been around for like what since.
I mean, he was in the Wyatts and nobody gave a shit about him. So like you really only
when did he start the jobber stuff?
When he got drafted to Raw.
All right, so it's been a little over a year.
Not even. When
was that? It happened in the fall, right?
I think so. Whenever SmackDown Live
started. After SummerSlam or before SummerSlam?
Something like that,
right?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's been less than a year, and Braun's over like fucking crazy.
That's
really
I'm thinking like in the moment right now it was fucking awesome, and then after the match they showed Roman Reigns like he's fucking spitting up blood on spit up blood on the wall and stuff, and then Braun tried to attack him again going into the ambulance, and like Braun like ran through the ambulance door and Roman got out of the way. So neither of them were on Raw the next day, which kind of sucked. I kind of wanted some kind of follow-up.
Surprised Braun wasn't.
Yeah, he was selling like a shoulder injury. I was kind of watching, and it looked like he really kind of fucked up his arm. It was kind of scary looking. Like he just kind of he went full force. He's like a 400-pound guy.
Yeah.
Full force into a fucking ambulance door. I'm sure that probably actually did hurt.
Probably.
But at the same time, I'm sure they want to continue this feud, and they didn't want to just throw Braun out there to kill some more guys.
Yeah, there's
the
no
day
point,
after, like the day after having a big war with Roman. So I guess I'm just, I'm just. It's hard for me to ever get excited about somebody beating a guy I really fucking hate, because this is what happens. Because they're gonna build him up. They're gonna build him up to a certain point, and then Roman's gonna beat him. And it's just. It's been 3 years of Roman Reigns being shoved down our throats, and what have they accomplished as making him the face of the company? He's had a couple good matches, sure, but
with good guys though.
Yeah,
like AJ Styles. AJ Styles can have a great match with anybody.
Right,
that's not really saying much.
AJ Styles had a great match with Shane McMahon. I mean,
really,
that says nothing.
Right,
that says nothing. Like Braun Strowman has had good matches with Big Show. So
yeah,
and Kalisto. So I mean, let's give Braun Strowman a little credit here.
I've given him a lot of credit.
Yeah,
I think he's been fucking fabulous.
No, he's been great.
I didn't think I'd like him more, but somehow I have.
Yeah, somehow I do love Braun Strowman. Somehow, despite all my like prior history of hating big hosses like him, like I really like Braun Strowman. It's kind of hard to believe. He's very agile and he's very convincing fucking big guy, so I like him. So yeah, that's payback for you. I mean, let's just go through what else had happened on Raw, see if we missed anything. We talked about the 8-woman tag match. Yeah, they had some cruiserweight 6-man match on Raw. It wasn't anything worth talking about. Sheamus and Cesaro cut their heel promo.
I hate to bring this up every week. Can we talk about how annoying Dean Ambrose is?
Oh my God! Yes, please. Yeah. By the way, so again, the whole.
I love talking about how bad I hate.
The whole point of the Raw pay-per-view being so fucking stupid because there's 2 SmackDown guys wrestling on it, and then eventually became 3 SmackDown guys, and then you have Finn Balor, The Miz, and Dean Ambrose, 3 of the newest acquisitions of Raw, plus and then and they didn't have a fucking match. They didn't have a fucking match at the pay-per-view. You're telling me Dean Ambrose, Finn Balor, and The Miz, like, it wasn't worth giving them a quick fucking match. You couldn't throw that on the pre-show instead of the fucking stupid end zone cast match that nobody gave a shit about. Like, why couldn't they? Sorry. Go ahead. Start talking about Dean Ambrose.
So,
oh god, he went back. Every other week. We don't know which Dean Ambrose we're gonna get. We're gonna get the cool, like, angry Dean Ambrose, or we're gonna get the fucking gay, goofy, I'm doing jokes one. What did we have this week, Fred?
Oh, we had the fun, jokey guy, Dolphin fucker. So he makes the match. I quote-unquote calls Kurt Angle to let him know this is going to be a #1 contendership.
You know how I like to point out things that don't actually really happen? They showed him from the side of the screen, and his fucking dial page was still on his iPhone. Like,
fuck you.
Showed the screen, he wasn't on a phone call.
You should have called your bitch Renee Young, at least.
You. Make this believable. Call your girlfriend or something and pretend you're talking to Kurt Angle.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck. So they have, like, backstage segments with Seth. He has backstage segments with Seth Rollins.
They said backstage sex. I'm like, what? He did?
He did have backstage sex with Finn Balor.
I totally missed that.
Brought the demon out of him. Wow. Got red hot.
Oh, God.
So first he pretends he's a newscaster. He's like, what are you thinking about? You're going to be dead, bro. And he's like, Seth Rollins wasn't taking it and whatever. And then, oh God, Finn Balor is walking out to his match. This fabulous fucking match. And he just stands there, and he's like, oh, look at you, you're so skinny, you don't need any carbs, blah, blah, blah. Here, have a donut. That's funny. And I think about this. I think about this every week, Craig. And I think I've kind of got what's going on. Remember when Stone Cold was like 2002, 2001-ish? He was acting all like silly and like singing songs and like starting to go crazy and all that.
Heel Stone Cold in the Alliance, yes.
Right.
Yes.
This is like Stone Cold light.
Right. But Stone Cold was so over, and he was so crazy
and funny
that, like, him being kind of goofy was almost kind of like, it was almost kind of like I don't really know what to do here, because it was like he was like, what do you sing Kumbaya? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you were kind of like, okay, I'll sing it.
Right?
Sure, Stone Cold, but you would do it because you were afraid of what he was going to do, right?
You also had, like, Kurt Angle by his side, like, making us laugh with the little tiny cowboy hat, all that stuff. I think they're trying to push us in that direction where he's supposed to be, like, the rebel guy who's funny and goofy.
I'm sorry.
And I'm not working for me.
No, it is not working.
Fuck you, Dean.
It's fucking terrible.
Fuck you.
Dean is
Cinco de Mayo, fuck you.
I fucking hate Dean Ambrose. And then I go, like, we were talking...
More than Roman.
2 weeks ago.
Say that.
No, whoa, that's
all right, maybe I won't say that. Where am I going with that?
2 weeks ago, we were talking about how great...
It's close.
We were talking about how great his promo on Miz TV was. And now we're back 2 weeks later, fucking Dean Ambrose. Fucking commit to a character. Stop alternating between cool and goofy. Like, either be fucking Roddy Piper... or be fucking, I don't know, Mankind with fucking Mr. Sacco.
Right.
Like, not early Mankind, like later goofy Mankind. Like, be one of them. Don't be both. They don't work as both.
Right, exactly, my friend. Exactly.
So bad.
And when you get a couple little giggles from the crowd, I mean, like, you could still
Nobody thought that was funny. I'm sorry, the donut joke was fucking terrible.
I cringed. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm a wrestling fan. Oh my God, that's... Rebel.
You know what it made me think of? You remember when Krusty...
I want to hit push that.
Remember when Krusty was like eating... He was doing a commercial for the Krusty Burger, and he's like... I was thinking of Finn Balor, like, as soon as the camera went to him, he was like... Pah! What is that made out of poison? Oh God, this is terrible. I mean, what the fuck? What the hell was that?
That was a good tweet, yeah.
That was with their when they lost the rights to Itchy and Scratchy, and they had that like
Russian cartoon,
like Inky and Binky or something.
What the hell was that?
His cigarette in his mouth and just like the ashes. He's like, "What the hell was that?"
Oh, so anyway, I had to have an episode of WWP where I talk about Dean the Dolphin fucker and how bad he is.
Can I say something that like was actually kind of decent on
Go
Raw?
for it.
I'm throwing it out there early. I'm kind of liking the Apollo Crews and Titus O'Neil weird alliance right now. I don't think
you're drunk. You're fucking drunk.
Yes, yeah, you're drunk.
You make me wanna rap.
I like you the best of all.
Go ahead and drink a swish.
No, I'm going to throw it out there because Apollo Crews is just like a clean-cut, boring face, right?
Yes.
He's very clean-cut. He's
still not?
I'm a good wrestler. No, he is.
I haven't watched it.
And then Titus O'Neil is all in his Titus brand fucking crap. Oh, yeah, believe in the Titus brand. What brand? There's no brand. For some reason, Titus O'Neil helped Heath Slater lose the match against Apollo Crews on Raw.
Yeah.
And then he's taking selfies with him in the ring and fucking I love Apollo Crews' face. He's just kind of huh? Okay.
Is this happening?
Yeah, he's kind of accepting it, even though he doesn't really want it. I don't know. I feel like this is going to work out good. You remember, when we liked Titus O'Neil versus Rusev for some reason? We liked that feud. You remember? We liked it for some reason, and then it was just over. This kind of reminds me of that. I feel like
what were we smoking?
I don't know.
No, that was good.
I feel like I'm going to kind of like this little program, and it's going to lead to a feud between the two of them. Obviously, I don't know. I'm just digging it right now. I thought it was good.
We're just we've never been excited for a Titus O'Neil match anymore in the history of this podcast. Man, Montezuma is giving us his revenge.
So let's go.
Anything on SmackDown? What do we got on the time here?
Yeah, we had a singles match between Jinder Mahal and Sami Zayn. I think we're at 53 minutes. Oh, dude, I'm fucking right on it.
Dude, you're really on.
I'm really good at that. So, yeah, we're approaching that. Yeah, I mean, Jinder Mahal is the number one contender for the WWE title. We talked about it a lot. It makes sense for him to beat Sami Zayn here. I like Sami Zayn a lot, but, Sami Zayn right now is fodder for main event talent. So, it makes sense. Jinder Mahal, I kind of want to give the guy a chance. And I heard a reason why they gave him a WWE title shot. I just read it on the dirt sheets today. Is because Vince McMahon now no longer views pay-per-views aside from the big four. He doesn't view them as pay-per-views anymore. They're calling them network specials. So now they can be more. That's true. They can be more experimental with it. They said if this was still in the $60 WWE pay-per-view era, that this wouldn't be happening. But because it's everybody's you're paying $10 a month. Let's try Jinder Mahal in this spot, and he's not going to win the fucking title. He's not winning the title from Randy Orton.
I don't know. No, I don't know. Anything can happen, dude. I'm just saying. Anything can happen. Anything can happen.
Do tell, Fred.
No, I'm just saying anything can happen.
So that's all you got from me? All right.
Nah, really, I don't have any room.
Fred didn't watch SmackDown, so
nah, I don't.
Let's just get into the heat.
Listen, I don't read the dirt sheets and shit like that, so I try to keep it surprising.
Ty Dillinger had a singles match against Aiden English.
Wow.
I mean, they're just building up Ty Dillinger now. I don't know where SmackDown was held this week, but
ass.
The crowd sucked. Fresno, California.
So it was close by to San Jose.
Yeah, the crowd was fucking dead this show. They were not even into Ty Dillinger. They were barely doing the 10 thing. I was like, this crowd sucks. But I kind of like Aiden English. I'm kind of hoping Aiden English gets an opportunity now that Simon Gotch is fired, because he's doing that I'm singing gimmick, and I don't know why, but I fucking laugh hysterically every fucking time he does it, because he's so into himself, but he's so fucking terrible. You know what I mean? He's kind of a likable heel because he's just so fucking terrible, and he sings about himself. I don't know.
That's what he did in NXT. I mean, he got over
right before the Vaudevillains,
and stuff. I mean, it's fine. I have no problem with Aiden English.
And then
whatever.
And then he was crying backstage, and Jericho put him on his list before Jericho got injured. Naomi and Charlotte faced Natalya and Carmella. The week before, Charlotte got her women's championship match against Naomi, and that women's I forget what they're calling them, the group of basically everyone besides Charlotte and Naomi.
The shit turds.
Cost Charlotte the match. So now I guess Charlotte kind of turned face kind of randomly here. I'm okay with that.
She'll
it's
make
weird.
it work.
I get like like on Facebook you get like sponsored like ads every once in a while, like that just says like sponsored over, and you're like, why is this on my newsfeed? So one of them was for the Coliseum show at Raw a couple weeks ago for the Superstar Shakeup.
Yeah.
And Charlotte was the one promoting it. And she was, like, talking super facey. She's like, hey, guys, did you know that WWE is coming back to the Nassau Coliseum? Well, boom, now you know. And I was like, she said it in, like, such a face manner. I was like, that was so weird to hear Charlotte not being, like, a cunty bitch. And I was like, weird, I kind of want to see Charlotte do that. And then, like, 2 weeks later, here she is. She's a fucking face on SmackDown now. And I'm okay with that. I kind of want to see what she's got as a face.
Well, you got, like, the three heels already. You got Natalya, you got Carmella and Tamina, and then you got the three faces, Naomi, Charlotte, and Becky Lynch. So, I mean, you can't, what are you going to have? Will everybody heel? I mean, I guess it makes sense, and she'll make it work. Ric Flair was a heel and a face, too. I mean, and he made it work.
Yeah.
It's fine,
Yeah.
It's fine.
The only problem I have with it is, though, Charlotte is clear-cut the best women's wrestler on SmackDown, and now she's a face, and so is Naomi, so they're probably not going to have another singles match, right? I don't know. Like,
I don't know where it's going to lead to.
Where does Charlotte get her women's title match? Because Charlotte deserves a women's title on SmackDown. Let's be honest.
Didn't she get it when she beat Naomi the week, or no?
No,
she got a title shot.
She did, right? But the heels interfered, so I don't know. But she was still technically a heel at that point until all the other heels attacked her. Kind of made her by de facto face by getting fucking triple teamed by a bunch of other...
I'll let it ride.
We'll see where that goes.
See what happens.
It's still very early. Backlash is still a couple weeks away, so we don't really know what they're going to do yet. Ziggler faced Sin Cara. By the way, this was a very good match, but I find it very hard to believe that Ziggler took 10 minutes to beat Sin Cara.
It's a shame that Ziggler is just not...
I thought his heel turn was really gonna fucking elevate his game on SmackDown.
Yeah.
SmackDown kind of made a couple guys, they made Baron Corbin. They kind of brought Miz back into out of obscurity.
Someone's got a hard on for fucking Ziggler. I swear.
You mean they don't have a hard on for him because
No, I mean they don't like him. When people say that, they're like, oh, he's got a hard on for me and stuff like that.
I've never heard that expression.
Really?
Other than I've heard hard on for they want to bone him and they like him.
Uh-oh.
What's going on here?
Well, I've heard that phrase a lot about myself. So. Oh, shit.
What, you've got a hard-on for who?
No.
Well, let me ask you. What did they say about you?
God.
Fred, what did they say about you?
They said they had a hard-on for me, which I thought meant they didn't like me, but now it means they want to
Wait, was it were they dudes?
I plead the fifth.
Was it Five Guys? Burgers and fries.
Let's just say it was more than 3.
Was it less than 6?
It was a Baker's something.
Dozen?
Shit. You got the joke. Oh man. All right, let's move on, please. I don't want to I don't want to get into this right now.
I mean,
I've been pretty good for an hour, dude. I don't really want to
No, you did well. I think we covered pretty much everything that's happened in the last week. I thought we did good. It got a little out of hand there in the last 30 seconds.
We had a little confusion going on between you and me, and I just thought maybe I don't know.
There's no confusion between the two of us. Let's just put that out there right now.
What do you mean there's a confusion with me?
I did not say that.
Oh. I'm saying
Are you confused?
No, I'm not confused.
Okay.
I think I got everything straightened out in Nashville. Emphasize the word straight.
And Nash. Well, now Kevin Nash is doing our intro this week now. You're going to be in the Royal Rumble this week. My wrestling news. The wrestling bracket. Fuck it.
And I got bread.
I fucking hate Kevin Nash.
That's true.
Fred's first tweet was about Kevin Nash.
And one of my first quick jabs.
One of his first boners, too. What?
Huh?
Almost says what?
What?
Nothing. No, I didn't say anything.
Oh my god. You don't talk clearly when when you say something, so I just think what did you say? That's all.
Clear.
What?
Nothing.
Okay, all right, fine.
Just let it be out there, man.
I don't know what's wrong with you.
Sometimes you just gotta let it. You just whip it out and just let it be out there.
I like to whip it out. Like just let things ride. And just let it happen.
Hang loose, right?
Let it hang loose. Let it hang hard. Let it Wang?
Did you say wang?
Fuck me. Fuck.
No, I'm not.
Oh my god.
Why are you saying fuck me?
Every time the hour passes,
I know.
Things get fucking confusing.
There's nothing confusing. You can say it gets weird, but like, what's confusing about it? Fred, are you confused?
I'm confused what's going on right now, because I'm having a lot of conflicting thoughts in my head. And like, we had Matsuma, we had beer. I just don't want to...
So you're saying you had some buy drinks here. Like you had a couple drinks. So you had two types of liquor. You had some hard alcohol. You had some beer. So you could say you're a little buy, right?
Yeah, exactly. I could say that for sure. For sure. Buy drunk, whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Are you bisexual?
Ah, dude. The only thing I like is fucking puss. I'm all about the tang, baby. Don't ever confuse that ever again.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna slam that ass. A girl's ass.
Okay. Please, thank you. I'm so happy you specified there.
XY chromosomes.
Oh, man.
When I see that girl, I'm like, boner time. In my pants stuff. What's so funny, dude?
No.
Isn't that how guys talk about girls?
Yes.
I've always been in...
Yes, that's exactly how guys talk about girls.
I'm just like, I'm gonna fucking lay her down and, like, slam stuff.
Dude, let me ask you a question, Fred.
Yeah?
When you look at a girl, do you love their cheekbones? Like, are you looking at their jawline?
I look at, like,
What about their Adam's apple?
Well, you gotta love the Adam's apple. I mean, you know what that means when they got an Adam's apple, right? Mm-hmm. They can go.
No, I don't think anyone knows what that means.
Well, they have Adam's apples. Everybody does.
No, I mean...
Right?
Well, they do, but I mean... historically speaking, and generally speaking, usually you don't notice that on women. That's usually a guy thing that you notice Adam's apple.
No, that's not true, dude.
No, I'm
gonna look that up later. Because if so, then I got a lot of phone calls to make and
just make sure you have your private browser on.
Okay.
I'm looking out for you. The NSA is looking out for shit like that.
Fuck. All right, I got a lot to do this weekend.
Yeah. Just stay away from my Facebook profile, okay?
Okay.
Don't look up Tyler either.
I won't.
All right.
I'm sweating here all of a sudden. I don't know what's going on.
All right, guys. I think we should wrap it up now. Let's. How many weeks do we have until Backlash?
I mean, like when you didn't think like when when Braun Strowman came out, like you didn't think like how big he was. Like, did you even admire his physique or anything like that? Or,
nope, not at all.
Yeah, big. He's so big, dude. Like, I don't know. I just think he's great,
I mean,
That's like my favorite part of him.
That's your favorite part of him? Is that
how
he's
big
large?
he is?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, he's a big dude, so, that's fine.
All right. Yeah. Wow. I mean, what do you look at? I mean, is it that he's an imposing force, or is that
Oh, he's got a lot of force.
Or is it more of I'm really intrigued by how convincingly sexy he is as a large man?
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm sure he gets a lot of ladies and stuff like that, or men if he decides to go that route, or
Does that intrigue you? That potential that he might swing that way?
No, not at all.
No.
Because there's one thing I want to make clear here. I'm straight.
Oh, okay. I don't know why we always end up talking about this.
I don't know, because things will slip out. I don't mean to do that, dude. Like I said, I was in Nashville last week. I slammed a lot of fucking meat. Puss meat.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Right?
Yeah. Scared me there.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I did feel a lot of cell phones in their pockets. But I got a little
Wait, did you ask them if that's a ruler in their pocket or a cell phone in their pocket? Or...
I assumed it was like a candy bar. There's a lot of...
Are you sure they weren't just excited to see you?
Well, of course they were excited to see me. I mean, like, you know...
Oh, God. Okay. All right. That's it for me.
What?
I'm done.
No,
I'm done.
No, wait, hold on.
Right.
We have to get the...
You're going to hit stop today. Guys, I'm out. I'm out.
No, okay.
I'm out.
We're going to talk about this off screen.
No, we are not talking about this.
Because I got a lot of questions.
I am straight.
No. Yeah.
I have a wife and I have a kid.
No.
I'm out.
Yeah. Okay. Listen, WWP 44. I need to clarify some things. All right. So, bye. Help me. Okay. We're gonna go now.